Hi everyone, welcome to Gnan Cloud Garage. In this session, I'm going to talk about VMware Cloud Foundation, VCF 5.x to VCF 9 series component mapping overview. Because when we compare with the previous version of VCF and the new version of VCF, there are some component namings that change. So in this session, I'll going to explain the component mapping overview. So on this slide, we are looking at how VCF has evolved from version 5.x to version 9 series 9.0, and VMware significantly reorganized and consolidate its product portfolio. And this table provides a clear one-to-one of old components, which is in VCF 5.x, and also the new component which are on VCF 9 series, and to their new component information, and also the what is the key changes. Okay, so if you notice the first component, previously when we plan to install a VCF 5 series edition, we have to download VMware Cloud Builder. This VMware Cloud Builder is the pre-component to install or to set up a VCF edition. But when it comes to the VCF 9 series, we have to download the VCF installer, and compared to VMware Cloud Builder, the size is approximately 20 gig size, but in the VCF installer is approximately 2 gig size. But the functionality is same. We can use the VCF installer, same functionality both ways. It's used for a VCF setup or deployment purpose. So VCF installer simplifies the deployment and configuration process. Let's talk about the another component, which is SDDC manager. SDDC full form is software defined data center. That means all components are software defined, which is vSphere, NSX. That means server virtualization, network virtualization, and also storage virtualization. All the components we can manage using SDDC manager. In other words, we also call it as this is a core management engine. This SDDC manager still the same across the both versions VCF 5 and NSA, VCF 9 series. Product name is still same, no change. And SDDC Manager continues to be the central management interface, but with enhanced capabilities. Compared to 5 series SDDC Manager, within the VCF 9 series, SDDC Manager features are enhanced. Okay. Now coming to the another component. VMware ARIA operation. So ARIA operation, as we know, this is centrally managed for a alerting system, centralized dashboards, and also the notification, monitoring notifications, and SNMP configuration, and also custom reporting. And we can use for a virtual machines oversizing report, or we can prepare any of the custom sized reports based on the customer requirement. And especially mention ARIA operations also used for the capacity planning. So this component, when comes to the latest version, they renamed the ARIA word. They changed the brand name to VCF operations. Okay. So ARIA operation branding shift to a plain VCF operation. This reflects VMware move toward a unified operation suite. So that is the reason I mentioned it is as a rebranded. And another component is ARIA operations for log. So this is previously we also call it as a login site or a centralized. This mainly purpose of ARIA operations for log is centralized log management system. The same old component now in the new that rebranded as a VCF operations for log. So but functionality wise it's still same to manage centrally. It's like a syslog collector. It will collect the logs for all our VMware VCF component. Okay. Now another component is VMware ARIA operations for network insights. Formerly, we call it as vRealize Network Insight. Later, they changed to ARIA operations for network. Now, again, they rebranded with a new name that is called VCF operations for network. This network insight will help for a centralized network monitoring, and also the to suppose if you want to packet capture from source to destination, any source to any destination, that scenarios we can utilize this component. Okay. Now coming to the another component, that is VMware ARIA Lifecycle Management. In short form, we call it as ARIA LCM. Generally, lifecycle management is useful for a updates and upgrade. The same component also, it's a rebranded and also functionality enhanced in VCF 9 that is called VCF Operation Fleet Management. So this fleet management functionality is now specifically for a operations fleet management and also with streamlines the update and version controls. Okay, that is importance of operations fleet management. Compared to LCM, here the features are enhanced. This VCF fleet management will also manage a multiple VCF instances. That is also one of the core functionality. Another component is Workspace ONE Access. This component currently in the new edition, this is completely deprecated or removed this component. And VMware introduced a new component. That new component name is called VCF Identity Broker. This identity broker is a new component for identity. In other words, we call it for a identity access management or access integration purposes. Okay. Now, another component, VMware HCX. Even HCX, if you want to migrate a bulk virtual machine migration from one site to remote site, we have to utilize a HCX product. This one also now it is included under the operations like VCF operations. So the product name is integration with VCF operation. We call it as VCF operations HCX. Okay. Now, another component is ARIA automation. So ARIA automation, as we know, automation, we can also use it for a private cloud scenarios. And ARIA automation, it will helpful to automate all our VM provisioning activities and also VM day-to-day operations. The same product now rebranded as a VCF automation. Okay, only instead of using the ARIA word, they are using the word direct VCF automation. Okay, they simplified the name. Now, another automation tool is VMware ARIA Automation Orchestration. Orchestrator mainly for a workflows. Suppose if you want to provision a new virtual machine for an end-to-end workflow, we can configure using Orchestrator. That product also, that component also renamed as VCF Operation Orchestrator. So that is the reason we mentioned key changes, rebranded and integrate. Okay. And now another one is VMware Cloud Director. Even this is also currently VMware Cloud Director is the old component name. A new component name is VCF Automation. That means it's the same like a previous VCF ARIA automation name. But the thing is, this product is merged into a VCF automation. That is the key change. Now, coming to the last but not the least, VMware vSphere with Tanzu. Tanzu is nothing but it is a enterprise grade Kubernetes product. So vSphere, previously we call it as vSphere with Tanzu. Now they changed the new official name. That name is vSphere Supervisor. So whenever the customer is looking for a modernize their application from either a monolithic to microservices architecture or tier based to microservice architecture, those scenarios, we can propose vSphere supervisor component. This component will help us to run a enterprise grade Kubernetes platform and also their customer application, they can run it on a container layer. Okay, that is the important. Even VCF is supported for it's a unified cloud platform. It's supported for private cloud and we can also integrate it with a hyperscalers like AWS, Azure and Google Cloud and so on. In addition, it is also supported for a Kubernetes services, enterprise grade Kubernetes services. Okay. So this mapping from old version VCF 5.x to 5.9 series, it will help us to team to plan when they are planning for migration. They can understand the component differences and also the architectural changes and align their operations with VMware's new streamlined ecosystem in VCF 9.0. Hope you understand the component differences and the component one-to-one mapping overview between VCF 5.x series and VCF 9 series. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you. If you're watching this video first time, please do view, like, share, and subscribe to the Gnan Cloud Garage channel. If you are already subscribed, I appreciate all your support. Bye for now.